This guy right here, Kevin Chen, just a few months ago, he was an ordinary CS major, mass applying on the Simplify repo, this exact GitHub repo right here. And now he's in the interview process with OpenAI, which is absolutely insane. This is a community that I run. Kevin's one of my students. And you can see right here that he got a software engineering interview with OpenAI, which is absolutely insane. And he's still going through the interview process right now. He even got an offer from Visa recently, which is absolutely sick. And before kind of implementing the strategy that I'm about to go over in this video, cold email, right? Before implementing those strategies, I mean, he was pretty cooked. Like he was just applying on this repo every single day, not getting that many interviews. But within the span of a few months, he's now gotten an offer from Visa and in an interview process with OpenAI. And so in this video, I'm just going to straight up reveal the exact cold email that he sent to a recruiter at OpenAI to get an interview. And he's given me permission to kind of go through this. And a little bit about myself, I've gotten new grad software engineering offers from Amazon and Google, as you can see over here. So just a bit more proof to show you that I'm not pulling this stuff out of my ass. This stuff actually works. Forget the Simplify repo. This just doesn't work anymore. Cold emailing recruiters is the way to go. It's what got me into Amazon and Google, and it's what worked for Kevin as well. And here's the proof on that. Where's it again? Got an interview at OpenAI. Just makes me so happy to see him get that interview. So again, let's just straight up get into it. You know, the exact cold email that got Kevin an interview at OpenAI. Let's decode this thing. So just to, be fully transparent, I am going to just redact one thing here, the actual specific recruiter that he emailed from OpenAI. I'll tell you how he found the recruiter. He was searching on LinkedIn for recruiters at OpenAI, and he reached out to one of those recruiters. But I'm not going to tell you the exact recruiter that he reached out to because I don't want that recruiter to then get spammed with a bunch of emails. I do want to at least preserve that guy's privacy. But let's just get into the email. So he saw on LinkedIn that OpenAI reposted their sweet internship emerging talent role for the fall, and he saw that this recruiter was the recruiter for the role. But the most interesting part of this email, like why it actually stood out, this was not a generic cold email. He actually was really interested in the profile picture that the recruiter had. It was like some painting, some famous American painting called American Gothic. It's like from the 1800s or some shit like that. And Kevin actually studied that painting in some sort of art and music class that he had at Vanderbilt. And Kevin saw that painting in the recruiter's profile photo on LinkedIn, and he was like, I know that painting. And so what he did is he centered his whole cold email around that painting. He found this like genuine connection with the recruiter, and just finding something in common with the recruiter is the best way to actually kind of raise them up and basically get interviews. I know that sounds kind of corny, but it's almost what you need to do these days to stand out. You need to find something genuine. Obviously, don't make it up. Find recruiters on LinkedIn, find something in common with them, and just find something genuine that you guys have in common. Maybe you both like playing tennis or playing basketball, or maybe you and that recruiter that you find on LinkedIn are from the same original city or hometown somewhere in the US. And so whatever you can do to find something in common with a recruiter, just trust me, you will. If you do that, you will get more interviews. It's probably one of the things that helped me get into Amazon and Google, and it's definitely one of the things that helped Kevin go from an ordinary CS major applying on the Simplify repo to getting an interview from OpenAI. It's just absolutely insane to hear kind of see him achieve that. And so let's continue on with the email. So he does a little bit of basic intro. He's a CS and music student at Vanderbilt. He's looking for a sweet internship for fall 2026, and he's like excited in OpenAI's mission. And this is kind of like almost like the biggest section of the email. So he actually wrote a whole essay on that painting in his class at Vanderbilt. And he says, I first came across American Gothic while writing an essay for my music expansions class, connecting the painting to Charles Ives' development of the Alcots in his Concord Sonata. Okay, I'm not even going to keep reading that. You can read that yourself. And he basically was like, this is super cool. I love that painting. I had to write a whole essay on it for my class. Why did you put that as your profile photo? That's basically the question that he asked. I had my interpretation for why you chose an AI generated picture of American Gothic, but would love to know your thought process as well. And then what he does, this is also a crucial part of the email. He drops a couple of quick highlights from his resume. And so in a separate video, I'll link that video, in the description or at the end of the video. I'm going to straight up reveal everything on Kevin's resume. This is also a crucial part of how he got an interview at OpenAI. But he also this is super important. What he did is he cherry picked kind of the sexiest bullet points from his resume. So he has a ton of bullet points on his resume, but what he did is he picked the two most impressive ones, the ones that stand out the most, and he put those in the email. This one, he improved back-end response reliability by 25% and achieved 38.6 restoration accuracy. And so this is super, super impressive because it has metrics, it has quantitative impact, and he drops that in the email. And then he says, if you're the right contact, could you point me to the best rec to apply to or the right recruiter for these roles? If not, I would at least love if you could explain your intentions with putting American Gothic, the painting, in your profile picture. I've attached my resume as well. Thank you so much. That's pretty much it. And it is just crazy that something this simple, just finding something in common with a recruiter like a painting on their profile photo, can get you an interview at OpenAI. And you probably know OpenAI's salaries are absolutely insane. They're paying like 500K, 900K to even people early in their career. And so, sure, if you have to kind of do some tedious work of cold emailing recruiters and, finding something in common with them based on their LinkedIn profile, I mean, I don't know about you, but I think that is worth it for the insane salaries that OpenAI pays. And so that's it. That's the cold email that got Kevin into OpenAI. Next, you're probably going to want to see the exact resume that Kevin used to get this interview at OpenAI. So I've made a separate video. It should be popping up somewhere on the screen soon, where I just straight up break everything down. I don't hold anything back in that video. I'm just going to give it straight to you. Like every single bullet point, I'm going to explain on Kevin's resume why it stands out. Even the technical skills section where, you kind of have to fluff it up with some keywords for ATS. I'm going to show you all of that in this video over here. Should be popping up soon. Go ahead and watch that next, and I will see you there.